Good grief. Why do they never go in for me?
Hi everyone, I'm back. Yes, it's me again. It's been a little while again. At least I'm making videos still. It's like happening. Making a video. It's Record Store Day, and it's the first time I've ever queued up for Record Store Day. The first time. It is the first time. The only reason I queued up was because I wanted to. There's a Verve record I really wanted. It's very rare that something comes up, and I wanted a Verve. There's a Verve live album that I really wanted. So I thought, right, I'm going to do it this year. First time ever. Let's do it. And what a nice experience it was. So I met my mate in the queue at, what time was it? 10 to 5? I think we got there about 10 to 5. Ridiculous time to get up in the middle of the night, but there you go. And it was actually really good experience. We started chatting with various people. Hi Liam, who we met in the queue, and we were just chatting away. And the 3 hours. It's 3 hours. The 3 hours before the shop opened, which was Phoenix Sounds in Newton Abbot, just went by really quickly. Phoenix Sounds, hats off to you. Hats off to you, Phoenix. They supplied tea. They gave us some pastries up and down the line. They were just lovely, and the people in there are just absolutely lovely. So if you are in Newton Abbot in the next 3 months, they're still at the old place, but they are moving in June to a slightly smaller premises, but it's even closer to my house, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, so I guess I should get on to exactly what I got. So let's have a look. So here's my Record Store Day bag. There we go, nice black and orange thing. I only bought 2 albums. I only meant to buy one, but while I was in the queue, people were bringing up the Record Store Day list, and they just looking through it, and I realised, oh my goodness, there's something else I really, really, really would like if it was there, and they were both there, so I was quite happy. So the reason that I went was this one. So this is Voyager 1 by the Verve, or Verve, as they were before the record label sued them and told them, right, you're not using that, you can stick a "the" in front of it. So this is a live album that Verve put out in America, and it says on the front, in 92 or 93. It was never released over here, so this is the first release over here, and I really wanted it because it's got an unreleased song called South Pacific, which I'm pretty sure it's not been released. I don't think the studio version has actually been released, but this was recorded live in New York and London in 1992. I am very happy to get that. I think this is only the second piece of Verve vinyl I've got. Everything else I've got is on, or third maybe. Everything else I've got is on CD. So there's quite a plain. There's the label. Quite a plain label. I have opened them. I haven't played anything yet, so I don't know what they sound like. Could sound like pants, but there we go. There's that one. And then while I was in the line, and I should at this point say hi, Darren. I wonder if you're watching this. I don't know if you are. But he he printed out a list of all the releases. And I saw this on here. And I knew this had been released, but I'm not sure even if this was available on vinyl before. It's remastered, but it's Fields of the Nephilim. Now, I love the Nephilim. I've got the first 3 albums plus the live album, but this is their 4th album. This is, what's it called? Fallen. I love the Nephilim. I just love the Nephilim. So this is a double version of it. So it's got the original album, and then it's got a live gig from Roskilde in Denmark from 2000. Now, I haven't obviously I'll set this open, so I don't know what the gatefold looks like. I'm not going to do that now, but I'll take out one of the records because I have had a look at this. So there's the label, so there's that, and then it's a lovely yellow vinyl. There we go. There's the yellow vinyl. Looks a bit like the colour of pith, really, but there you go. Can't have everything. So there we go. Absolutely cool. Absolutely fantastic. I didn't even know this was coming out, so I was absolutely stoked when I found that out. And they actually had a copy. In fact, they had more than one copy, but I was stoked to get that one. Absolutely stoked. So that is going to get played. And then while I was waiting to pay, obviously it's a long queue to pay for stuff because, you know, you can only go so fast. They had a bargain bin. And I actually got a Record Store Day 2024 release for a £5. So this is a 10-inch by Supergrass, 6-track 10-inch from last year. I wasn't going to say no to this. I just saw this. Excellent. Kiss of Life with Dreamerless, 6-track CD, 6-track vinyl. It's on a really nice. There's the boys stuffing cake into each other's mouths. It is. Where's the opening? It's that side, isn't it? So it is lovely transparent vinyl. There we go. So I was well chuffed to get that for a £5. I think it was over 20 quid last year. So that was good. And also I got this as well. So this is a band called Pet Needs. I actually saw this lot at Beautiful Days last year. I really enjoyed them live. I've got the CD already, and I thought, I saw this for a £5. I thought, oh come on, I've got to have that for a £5. So kind of, what are they kind of? They're kind of poppy punk sort of stuff. Really young, seem to be building a following. I think this got in the top 20, I think. But more golden vinyl. I'm not saying that what that looks like as well, but you get the idea. What is it with yellow vinyl? I think it's the most gross of colour. I don't know, but anyway, people seem to like it. Not what I choose to do a release in, but and then we've got lyric sheet. I think it's a lyric sheet, isn't it? Yeah, lyric sheet. There's some pictures of the band. So I had to have that for a £5. Had to. Now, didn't stop there though, the purchase yesterday. So that's just the Record Store Day stuff and the record shop stuff. I also went to a charity shop, of course. Now, me and Darren, we went for a coffee afterwards, and Liam stopped by for a coffee for a little bit. Then he had to shoot off. But me and Darren, on the way back, he had to go back to his car. Go and get his car out of the car park. So on the way back, we just popped into a charity shop, and there was actually vinyl in there, and it was actually quite decent stuff. So this is what I got from the charity shop. Some of you probably think it should have been left in the charity shop. I was quite happy with these. Let's do it that way. So start off with that one. So League Unlimited Orchestra, which is Human League. Instrumental versions of their stuff, which I'm very happy about. So there's the band. It's actually in really good nick. It's going to need a really good clean. It's blooming filthy, but look at that. It's actually gone down in price, like £2.99, £2. Absolutely stoked to find a decent copy of this. I mean, the cover isn't 100%, but I'm not complaining. The vinyl looks pretty good, just really scruffy. Should clean up a treat. So I'm looking forward to that. Things like Love Action, Don't You Want Me, Things That Dreams Are Made Of. I was playing Dare again the other day, and it's still an absolutely sublime record. In fact, I listened to the tape actually, because I've got a new tape deck. Absolutely sublime record, so I'm stoked to pick that up. While we're in the queue, we were talking about I think it got onto like stuff that wasn't particularly cool to listen to, and I mentioned Dollar, um, that I had. Oh no, that's what it was. We were talking about a place in Exeter that sells like a antiques place in Exeter that sells vinyl. I said I bought a Dollar single in there because it was produced by Trevor Horn. Sounds amazing. So what turns up in the charity shop is the album. Look at that. That's beautiful. They look absolutely stunning. But I'm not sure. I might have a really ropey copy of it. This is really good. I don't think this was ever played. This is in really good nick. I don't think many Dollar around, but it's still got. I think that's fairly good on the W. You see that WEA? So I'm really chuffed to get that. Oh, we've got something in it. Hang on. In it. Oh, we got a dot. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Dollar merch. Oh, fabulous grey American crewneck jogging suit. Look at that. That would be, and you could have had them on your t-shirt. That is just top quality merch, that is. That's brilliant that's got that. Therese and David, look at that. Yeah, the Trevor Horn stuff is just bloody brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I was really happy to pick that one up for a couple of quid. What else we got? Yeah. I also, now there were a load. Now I'm not a massive fan of Michael Jackson, but Darren picked those up. Darren picked up a load of Michael Jackson stuff, but I did hoik out the Janet Jackson stuff. I really like Janet Jackson. I think she's done some really good stuff. And this is, what's this? Control, Nasty. What have you done for me lately? I think their top pop stuff, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis production, that can't go wrong. I think that's a great album. I think I've got this on CD already, so I've now got it on vinyl. Really happy I've got that one. And we've got the remixes as well. Now this one, I'm a bit more of a chance. I think it looks a bit more, God almighty, that is ropey, that cover. Bit more, I think, might be not quite so good quality, but I thought I'd give it a go anyway. So we've got 6 remixes. So that's quite nice having these two together. In fact, I might try those two together. That's brilliant. And also, this is what I saw poking out when I went when I saw the box, and I thought, I'm not sure. It's Ragga Revolution. Now, John, I don't know whether you can tell me anything about this. I don't know. Is this Ragga? Is it? I don't know, really. Not sure. It's got Sly Dunbar on drums. Thought, just looks really interesting, so I thought I'm going to give that. So who's on it? So we've got, I've heard of Mad Professor. Yabby You, I've heard of. Not really sure what that is, but I just had to pick it up. I thought, got to get that. That's got to be a decent listen. Even if it, well, I'll just pass it on to somebody if it's not. But I'm glad I picked that one up. So that was the charity shop stuff. And then I wasn't finished because there is another place that sells records in Newton Abbot. It's called Westlake Audio, and they're mainly a hi-fi shop. They sell hi-fi, they sell guitars. It's kind of a music, but they do have a fair selection of vinyl as well. And I don't go in there very often because quite often it's shut when I go by. But it was open this morning, and I bought a couple of albums in there, so I was really stoked. I'll go with that one first and then leave that one till last. So one band that I've always meant to check out, is the Triffids. Australian kind of jangle indie kind of stuff. And I managed to pick up a copy of their album, The Black Swan, which is, I've heard, a really good album. I don't think it's I think their Calenture is supposed to be their best, but it's in really nice shape. I won't get the record out now. Got that R Price sticker there. Look at that grey R Price from the late 80s. Was that the late 80s one? Because they used to have the big red ones, didn't they? In the early 80s. So that I'm really stoked to pick up. Really looking forward to listening to that. So that was cool. And Yeah, and I saw this as well, and I thought I was definitely going to buy the Triffids because I saw that first, and I thought I and ahed a bit. Then I had to bring this one home. So this is Black Sea by XTC. Had to get this. It's a really nice looking copy. I think somebody's really looked after this. So very stoked to get that. Take this one out. It's still got the lyric sheet. There's a lyric sheet on Virgin. Looks like a nice copy. Very, very happy to get one of those. I'm not sure if this is my first vinyl. I'll have to have a look, but it might be my first copy of XTC on vinyl. I'm not sure. I know I've got CDs and tapes and other stuff, but I don't know if I've got any. But lovely one to just round the morning off with. So there I am, much lighter in wallet, but I had an absolute blast. It was just fun, and I might even go again next year just to stand in the queue, even if I don't want anything, because it's worth going and having a look anyway. So my record store day 2025. There we go. Did you go? Wherever you are, let us know what you found, what you didn't find, what you're disappointed with, what you were pleased with in the comments if you want. And I'll see you all soon. Bye.